Welcome to Thought Leader Thursday. This is where we come together to break outdated business practices and to start thinking differently about how we salon. Let's transform salon business one mindset shift at a time. Join me every single Thursday to chat about small shifts you can make to transform your business by changing your mindset and by thinking differently. Thought Leader Thursday is an exclusive podcast for our GHT email list subscribers. So if you know somebody who would greatly benefit from all of the beautiful things we talk about every single Thursday, go ahead and share our link to join our email subscription list with one of your favorite like-minded business owners so they too can also benefit from the amazing business tips we give every single Thursday. Let's get started.
Today, we're going to be talking about how to get your team on board with social media. I think this is the number one struggle that I personally hear salon owners talking about when we are doing coaching for them. So we're going to give you a few pointers that we utilize inside of my salon in order to really get your team engaged and to really get them to push forward with their own social media. My name is Patricia Nowakowski. I am a commissioned salon owner in the south suburbs of Chicago. I also own 9 salon suites, and I am a coach for Destroy the Hairdresser and own Grace Hand Tied, which is an extension education company that helps stylists work smarter, not harder behind the chair. Megan, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yes, I'd love to. I'm Megan Herrick. I'm the marketing director for both of Patricia's businesses, Opulent Beauty Salon and Grace Hand Tied Method. I spent time studying communication and marketing, and I help her with all the back end of her business and especially help her and her team on social media. So I've heard a lot about this topic. I'm excited to talk about it. So thank you, Patricia, for having me.
So first, I want to touch base on the most important aspect of actually getting your team to start doing social media, and that is mindset. There is so much fear that is around putting yourself out there on social media, especially with younger stylists, because their confidence levels are very low for the most part because they're just out of school. They compare themselves to other people. And a lot of the times, they really are afraid to put their work out there because they feel like it's not good enough. And I can honestly tell you, without putting your work out there, you are not going to build. They're not going to build. In our salon, we do have a little bit higher end of a price point. And for us, when clients call the salon, they already know who they want to see because of the photos on social media. So our marketing funnel essentially starts with Instagram, and then the client will go on Instagram and they will actually look at our stylist personal profiles and choose a stylist before they book online or before they personally call. So you really do need to help your stylist work through the fear of putting themselves out there. And how I like to do that is I like to start with baby steps. Doing a live video or doing a video in general could be very intimidating, and we know that is the number one way to grow your business is through video, because video is so powerful. So you can have them start with reels, even a 15-second story, and we do hold our team accountable, and we really make them show up on social media every single day that they're working, and it really does help them build their business. So when it comes to actually doing social media, one of the other things that we do inside of our salon, and it makes it fun and less intimidating, is content creation days. So this is a very simple and fun day that we put together for our team, and we all get together. Everyone comes prepared with a reel, and we do them together, and it's super exciting, and I think it's definitely something that is engaging. And Megan is the one who handles that for us. Megan, do you want to share kind of how you put that together, how you actually delegate things, and how you get them to just participate?
Of course. As Patricia said, the emphasis is on fun and team building. I think that's something that's super important. A lot of times, our stylists are in and out of the salon and don't really have this time to like really interact as a group and kind of do something a little more laid back. So I encourage everyone to bring in 2 ideas. one real idea that they could do on their own and another one that they could do as a group. I bring in ideas myself as well. We split up, we record things, in small groups, and then we do, the things that is like impossible to do when the salon is busy, like group reels and things that are trending and stuff like that. So if you are not a salon owner, maybe you're a suite owner and listening, you can host content creation days with other suite owners just as a way to, sit down, seriously batch create content and plan ahead. But this is something we do about once a quarter, give or take. If possible, we also schedule it with our quarterly photo shoot. So then it's, on a Monday, two birds, one stone. We'll do maybe an hour of content creation and then an hour of, getting new headshots and new photos of the salon and products and things like that. So that's something that's fun to do. Put it on the calendar, encourage your team to show up. And it's a great way to have content on hand that's batch created, and then a great way to, have some team building activities as well.
So another thing I hear all the time from our team and from people that work in the salon is I don't know what to post. I don't know what to post. It's hard to come up with ideas. So one of the things that Megan does for our salon is that she will delegate and assign content to our team. So she will create a list of different reels and pass the reels out with the link in our private chat group. And every person gets a different reel. Is it every week or every other week? Megan, what are you doing with that?
Every week, if we have a content creation day like we did not too long ago, I gave them the week off, everybody who showed up. But yeah, I just look through what's trending in terms of like audio and then, in terms of like movement and things like that with reels. And then I'll give them a quick, like, one sentence idea of how they could spin that idea to, our market and our niche. And then they have an entire week, right, to get that back to me. So the great thing about that is they have a reel created for themselves that then they could use in post to build their business on their personal Instagram. And then from the salon standpoint, we have 11 stylists on our team. So that's more than one reel per day if everybody gets me their reels for that week. So we could be posting at least one reel a day, if not more, with, a larger team. So that's the reason why I like to do that in terms of delegating. It takes some of the pressure off of the stylist. I'm already managing, the salon social media. So for me to, get 11 links and send that out doesn't take me much time because this is, again, my full-time job. But that's something too. If people are like, I don't know what to post, I don't know what to do, doing a little bit of hand holding, giving them a link and saying, hey, you could, spin this and talk about extensions is a great way as well.
Something else that we keep available for our stylists is we have pre-written captions and a ton of stock photos. I would say, have at least 900 stock photos in our Dropbox that is available for our team to pick and choose which ones are closest to their personal brand, because we encourage every single person on our team to create their own individual brand inside of our salon so that they attract their ideal client and they actually represent themselves and their own business inside of our salon. So having these pre-written captions and these stock photos really is beneficial. And we also encourage our team to pre-plan. So we use a social media planning software called Later, which I'm obsessed with. It automatically posts your feed for you, and I believe it posts your stories now for you. So we encourage them to set time aside either in the beginning of the week or once a month and plan out their social media. So literally all they have to do is set it and forget it. And it automatically posts, and then that way they are prepared for the week and they're not posting at random. Because we find that when your team posts at random, it really has no purpose behind what they're trying to do for their business. So it's really important that your stylists understand that what they post is what is going to drive traffic to their business. So if they're mindlessly posting or posting last minute, they're not really putting any thought behind what they're doing. They're reactively posting just to post. So when you strategically plan and you have these tools for them, like stock photos and captions, it allows them to post things that they want to attract to their business. And I think that's really important, is that they actually put some thought behind what they're doing so they can actually enjoy what they're doing every single day behind the chair, instead of getting random services that they might not love doing. Because getting services that they love doing is going to create a happy stylist, which is going to create a happy client. Megan, do you kind of want to talk about how we batch these and how we store these captions for them and stock photos?
Absolutely. So we use Band. That's the way that we communicate as a team. Some people use Facebook groups, whatever that may be, but we have everything stored there, and it's honestly just a lot of time. I would say Patricia's business is 9 years old, so like each time we have some sort of caption that they can use, we're storing it there so that they can use it whenever they want. So that's something to slowly start doing and chipping away at. If you're a salon owner or even a suite owner, is storing your captions and your stock photos somewhere that's easy for you to find and accessible for your team if you decide to grow a team. So that's something to keep in mind in terms of storing and keeping files digitally organized. Yes, and we talk all the time about treating social media like a client. Patricia talks about that all the time, and I love that idea of setting aside time, marking it down in your calendar, whether that's Sunday, Monday, your day off, or if you have an hour gap in your day, right? Blocking that out and being like, okay, I'm going to consciously create, content and have that, stored, planned, ready to go, and scheduled. Patricia, do you have anything else to add before I move on to the next topic?
No, I think that's great.
Awesome. So another thing too is we just make social media part of our team's daily routine. This is something that we talk about with our onboarding process, especially showing your face on our stories. We have a decent sized following on our salon Instagram, and I always explain to the new hires that it's important to show your face to these followers so they get to know who you are. You're educating them on the stories, right? That way they're more inclined to book with you. So that's something that's, kind of a no-brainer in terms of our stylists who have been with us for a while. They come in for their shift, their client is processing, or they have some downtime, they're hopping on the stories, they're educating about a new product, or they're doing an extension install. So they take the salon phone, or we have salon iPads, and they're posting to the stories, educating our followers about what's going on in the salon. So that's a great way too to build trust with our audience, to show your face, and to build their following as well. Patricia, do you want to touch about some of the social media as part of our team's daily routine?
Yeah, it is part of our daily routine, and we're not perfect. People fall off all the time, but this is why it's so important that your job as a salon owner is to hold your team accountable. Because when you hold your team accountable, that's when you actually experience results in your business. Your team isn't going to automatically do things, and they're not going to remember to do things because they have their own day to day going on and their own lives, and they get distracted while they're in the salon. So, you as the owner need to make sure that you are holding them accountable, that you're reminding them to show up in the stories, and literally it's just you continuously repeating yourself. So this is definitely something that's a non-negotiable for us, and we definitely encourage our team to post on our stories as much as possible, and then we tell them to tag themselves in our story so they can just reshare it on theirs. And this is a way that they can actually repurpose the content, so they're literally just working in a way where they're just doing one piece of social media but they're using it on both accounts, which is way more efficient than trying to come up with all of the ideas and doing two separate stories. And this is something that is very, very effective. We also encourage our team to tag us in their stories if they aren't at the salon or if they decide to use their personal account. And then Megan or I will go in and just reshare what they tagged us in. And this is super helpful too, especially when it comes to reels or when it comes to, us creating stories for our salon, because then we just share it and it makes it very, very simple and it really does make it efficient for both parties.
Something else that we do too is encourage live videos on Facebook. I know we talk about Instagram a lot in general, but looking at our numbers, our Facebook does really great. We have great engagement, great reach, and things like that. So a lot of times, even when I'm working, I'll be like, Opulent Beauty Salon is live, and I'll look, and it's again one of our stylists who's going live, educating our followers about a product or something like that. But that's something I encourage you to do also is look at your numbers and see what's really performing well. For us, Facebook Live videos do great, our Instagram stories do great, and then of course our reels on Instagram do great as well. So that's where I'm then looking at those numbers and then encouraging the team to show up there since it's doing, those things are doing well. Patricia, do you want to add anything about Facebook?
I think Facebook is so underutilized. There is a different target market on Facebook than there is Instagram. Facebook is an older clientele. And it is a clientele that is more established and has more of a resource to for us. We're very extension focused. So our clients, and we get so many more clients from Facebook than we do Instagram. So there really is a different type of client on both platforms. So you really need to look at what you want for your business. And if you are a salon that does have higher price services or does do a service like extensions, you are going to get way more and much more reach on Facebook, and you'll get more clients from Facebook than you will Instagram. Hands down. We barely give Facebook any attention. I swear, like we just reshare from our Instagram page to Facebook. And if you look at our analytics on our website, I would say maybe 25% more of our clicks on our website are from Facebook compared to Instagram. And we really barely give it any love. The stylist will pop on every once in a while and do a live video, but it is so powerful and it is so underutilized. So many people don't want to use Facebook, but if you do kind of create a system inside of your salon and you do incorporate Facebook along with your Instagram, you will gain way more clients than if you're just Instagram focused.
I totally agree. And I think the last point that I want to make that I think is the most important is leading by example. In order for your team to want to show up on social media, you have to show up yourself. This is something that, I give props to Patricia, of course, because she's the salon owner. She's sitting there, when she's in the salon, hopping on the stories, doing a live video. And then when, her staff sees, oh, hey, Patricia just posted on the stories and was educating about this, it's just kind of like, okay, this is what we do here. This is what we do. We show up consistently on social media. Sure, Patricia's holding them accountable, but then when she herself is showing up and practicing what she preaches, that has a huge impact on the team as well. Do you want to touch more on that, Patricia?
Yeah, so our team sees that we usually, as the salon owner, have this big full book of clients and we're super, super busy, but they don't see what we did or haven't seen what we've done to create this book of business for us. So when they see you not doing social media or see you not showing up for yourself and you have this big book, they aren't going to think about all of the things that you've done in the past. They're just going to see what you're doing in the moment. So if you're not showing up for yourself or you're not showing up for your salon on social media, then your team isn't going to do it because they're going to assume that they don't need to. So it is really important that you do lead by example. It's like being a parent. Like you can't tell a child how to behave. They're just going to mimic your behavior, right? So it's the same thing for our salon staff. So you really need to make sure that whatever you want your team to do, that you lead by example and you're doing the same exact things that you want them to do. And that is how you actually create results for both your team and your salon because if you're doing it, then you don't have any they don't have any excuse not to. So really making sure that you are doing all of the things to support your business and support your team is really important.
And we had one question. I know we said it quickly. Later media is what we use and what we really like to schedule out our content. There are other services too that you can use. We use this across the team. I think there's 3 or 4 people on there that schedule content, together on Patricia's team, but we really use and love Later.
You can also use Canva. Canva now schedules social media for you, which I think is really great. I think you have to have the pro version, but I really love Later because I feel like it has a really, really good dashboard. So you can kind of see what your feed is going to look like. You can actually like move things around if you want to change the time. It's very, very user friendly and it has worked really well for us. You can have multiple accounts on there, which is extremely convenient, especially if you've got a personal account and a salon account. And it's something that we really, really like. I know there's Planoly. That's another one that a lot of people use. Either way, and no matter which one you choose, they're all going to work great. It just is honestly a personal preference on what works best for you. I just think that social media is a non-negotiable to be a hairstylist. You can't really have a flourishing business without incorporating this into what you're doing on a daily basis. When we are building our clientele, people really do want a connection. They want to trust you. The best way that our team and the fastest way that they have built is by solving clients' problems. So we educate, we solve problems, and we try to get our clients results before they're coming into our salon. So with the extensions, that's a lot of suggesting products, that's doing basic tutorials like how to brush, how to curl, how to sleep with your extensions, really simple things that clients can do at home before they really decide that they want to invest in our salon. And I can't even tell you how long people watch us for. We have clients watch us for 6 months to a year before they decide to buy from us. And it takes up to 7 interactions on social media to actually make an impact, or for somebody to actually build trust and to want to come to your place of business. So you can choose to post every day and have 7 interactions in a week, or you can, spread that out over a month or 2 months. It really does make a huge difference with being consistent. Consistency is the only way that you are going to create results inside of what you're doing and inside of your business. That is it. There's no magic sauce. There's no secret technical skill. There is no secret service. It literally is just being consistent in every single area of what you're doing that really does create a thriving business for yourself. And it really does start with being consistent with your social media.
I love that because I preach consistency all the time too. I remember about a year ago, I had a conversation with a newer stylist, and she was like, I don't see the point, like, of posting so much and things like that. And I was like, if I'm being really honest with you, this is you protecting yourself and the future of your business. You don't know where you're going to be in the next 2 years, 5 years. Maybe you're going to move, maybe you're not. But I have had friends who have relocated out of state multiple times. One of my good friends who's a barber, and because of her, awesome online presence, she wasn't able, didn't have to like rebuild, and it wasn't as scary maybe as it would have been 10, 15, 20 years ago. So that's something too to keep in mind if you have somebody who's newer, maybe like, I don't see the point. That's, one story that I really like to share.
So my stylist Melanie, I love her to pieces. She's so cute and she is just a doll. When she first started working for me, she started as my assistant, and every single shift I would make her do a live video on Facebook. And literally she hated me. Every day she would be like, "Please don't make me do this." She's like, "You don't understand. My friends make fun of me. Like, I hate doing this. Like, I can't." And I was like, "Melanie, your friends don't pay your bills, and do you want to get busy?" So she was like, fine. So when she first started doing live videos, like, and I say this in front of her all the time, she was the worst. She would literally pop on, she'd look like a deer in headlights, and she'd be like, "Hi, my name is Melanie, here's a product, this is really great for extensions." And then she would just turn off the camera. She wouldn't say goodbye, nothing. And I was like, oh my God, this is so painful to watch. But now, after she's been doing it for, gosh, she's been with me for 4 years, she's a pro. And she literally built her business out of beauty school in 6 months, and not just regular hair clients. Her entire clientele is all extensions. So this girl literally built a solid extension business right out of beauty school in 6 months because of her consistency on Facebook with live video and her consistency with Instagram. And that is why consistency in social media is so powerful, because your stylist literally can create whatever business that they want. They just have to know how to market, and they have to know how to talk to the audience that they are trying to attract to sit in their chair. And that is it. You just have to position yourself as an expert. You just have to solve their problems, and you just have to build trust and create connection. And that's just you being yourself and doing videos and just doing all of the things every single day to show up for your business. And you can literally create a business that you love in 6 months. So, I mean, it is very hard to push new stylists into, being consistent, because it is a very scary thing. That's why working on your mindset is so important, and helping your stylists gradually take little risks to grow their capacity for success is the only way to do that. And the only way to do that is to hold them accountable. And that's why it's so important that as a salon owner, you're not stuck behind your chair, because you can't do all the things. You can't work 40 hours a week behind the chair and then try to hold your team accountable. It just doesn't work. So I think the only way to really, really grow your business and to really scale your business as a salon owner is to really just limit your time behind the chair and then really focus on coaching and holding your team accountable. That is how you're going to create a successful salon. But I really think that when you put systems in place for your social media, have things readily available, give your team ideas, tools, ways to, really, make sure that they're setting their social media up so it's not done last minute is the way that you are going to help them grow their business and to help them stay consistent. It really is just giving them the systems that they need to stay on top of it. And that's pretty much it.
Absolutely, I agree. Systems and support, I think, is something that I've seen with our team that's really helped us grow as well. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. I hope you found this beneficial. We are so excited. Our next summer session for Grace Hand-Tied Method begins May 30th. And also, we have a really awesome package. It's called 30 Days of Consistent Content. It includes captions, stock photos, story prompts, real ideas, and more to help you get your social media consistent and thriving in 30 days. So if you want to learn about any of our programs, you can visit gracehandtiedmethod.com/education.
All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us today.